Hey guys, what's up? It's Clary Berry. I'm here today. It's actually in the morning before work. Still going into work. Not really essential, kind of essential by proxy, so it's kind of a weird situation. So bored, like more than ever. Moon cycles. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations and capitalize upon these cycles. Okay, so obviously of note would be our new moon that we just had. Okay, today is Thursday, so we're actually going into moon in Taurus today. So it's going to be, again, kind of a comfortable. We're starting, we're working on something. This is a new way of living. This is a new beginning. We've heard so many times before, but it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Okay, there's still a releasing. There's still things, even though it's a new moon and we're starting things and we want to be, focused on that, we still need to kind of wrap things up at the same time. I'm a big person of the dualities and the microcosm and the macrocosm, and that means that there's paradoxes sometimes. And, a lot of the deepest truths can be spun in such a way and that the exact opposite statement can be true in a way. That's just the way that the universe seems to work. That's the whole reason why shadow work works, is because you can see that there's more than one truth. There's more than one, thing happening here, so to speak. Okay. So I wish I could make this a little bit longer, but the other day I think I went too long. Okay. So, wow. Okay. You've been it seems like there might be some communication at the very least. You're on the same page. You're thinking of each other. Your energy is facing your person, and it is, but it's also, you're learning more, I think, how to be your own person, how to maybe stand up for yourself, maybe, and there's always more here. The attention is on this, so if you've been doing it, do it more. I always say, fill that love cup up before you can go and receive, or be able to give to your person. If your cup's empty already, you're just going to be expecting your person to fill yours up, then your person's just going to be empty. If your person gives them to you, then you have to give some back to them. I know it's just the way that it is. Okay, but there is this sort of healing. Everybody's kind of working on clearing out this energy. Okay, the negativity within ourselves will present problems in our lives if we don't address it. And that's the whole premise of this channel. It's the whole idea of getting down kind of into your subconscious so that you can show up to the table the way that you should be able to, as divinity, as connected to the greater good, the spiritual side, however that resonates for you, your higher power, etc., etc. Okay, we have our 10 of Swords popping up here as we're moving over here to the 4 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so it's like I am getting the feeling that we're just we're putting too much stock into a certain milestone with our person. We're so worried, if they don't do this, then that means that. Well, this set is the standards in this society and this article, and my mom and my friend and her brother, it's like all these different it's a lot coming across as other people's ideas, but also social conditioning. We need to really shirk and shed a lot of this negative, either or way of thinking, just a lot of different ways of thinking actually here. Again, it's not just summed up in one way of thinking or one idea that's wrong, or it's just, and it's also, it comes down to a way of communicating as well. I'm really strongly recommending shadow work here. Okay, it's going to help you kind of clear out those cobwebs. It's going to help you it's like you're in the dark and the switch work just helps you flip the switch, just turn the lights on. So easy, but it changes your whole day, your whole life, your whole world. So don't let these societal thoughts and beliefs get in the way of your next step. Okay, because this is what we need to focus on, not this. The pull here is to focus on this because, it hurts, or, and we do need to focus on it, but we need to focus on it not in, worry, pain, why, cry, damn you, we need to focus on it in the sense of learning about it and changing about it and rising above it. Okay, it's like you start to get the idea, you're in a, sometimes you're just in it. You're just in it. You just can't. Then you start to step outside of yourself. And with the shadow work, you're able to really do that, kind of step outside of your own world, see things in another way, see the shadow, have the shadow guide you. Okay. So we have our 5 of Cups. Okay, I'm going to take a few more on this. Actually, yeah, we'll just do our whole... Okay, yeah, it's like there's so much that's changed right now that it's kind of scary. It's kind of like we don't want to face it. It's kind of like we might not be wanting to face our emotions. Okay? You know, it's almost like this, again, this kind of cycle where we don't face our emotions, and then obviously what happens if you ignore your emotions, then it kind of overflows here. And in the past, it's been in a negative way, but now it's like, I think it's like all about finding a way to be positive somehow, like no matter what. That's the true hero of the situation. The person, you know, who isn't complaining, the person who is doing their best, giving credit where credit is due, be this humble, elevated, you know, pure. And again, the shirking of these ideals and these, it is religious here for sure, because we have, this is next to here again with our little cross up here too. So it's a changing, there's really should be an open-mindedness about your beliefs. And again, if you're Christian and you really need to look at the origins, you know, of the Christian church and how, like, really Jesus's disciples were not part of the early church as they became to be known, the early church, and all of this. There's a lot of basically confusion when it comes to religious beliefs and how that applies to the twin flame situation. So if you're still clinging to these old ideas that are very strict, that, oh, we have to get married, we have to move in together, we have to get a ring, you know, a lot of that's just the ego seeping through what you think is true, but it's really, again, just this social conditioning. And we don't need, that's the whole point of everything right now. This whole cycle, whether it's a moon cycle or whatever cycle it is, we have to, like, have you been hearing, like, your ancestors are cheering you on right now? Because this is huge. This is huge, you know, for humanity. Everything. How well we are operating right now. It's about confidence. It's about deeply knowing yourself and having every set of energy running on optimal cylinders. Your mental, your emotional, your physical, your habitual energies are just set. You know what I mean? You just on the road, the real road, that really truly grounded road. That it's really about this Mars and Capricorn, where we are following our passion. We need to, you know, we're starting to, because of this new beginning. Again, we're kind of breaking down these barriers of old thoughts, old beliefs, old systems of thought, etc. Like, so many things are crashing down, and it's kind of one of those things that a lot of times it's what was supposed to crash down anyway. The cruise ships, they were polluting the earth so badly. Okay, it's, in a way, there are things that work themselves out. We'll just put it that way. But if you want to have the milestones with your person, if you want to have that love, instead of always having this kind of cycle of coming together, having great, moving forward, and then falling back, like 2 steps forward and 2 steps back, then again, you need to look at these belief systems, okay? And you need to work on, just keep working on yourself head to toe, like, and make it a lifestyle to just always be getting better and better and doing the right thing. And here, let's figure out 2 things here that are blocking us. Okay, so our truth here, it's too feminine. We're too much. There might be some yeah, it's just a little bit of like one focusedness. And I mean, again, things just changed so fast. It's like, do we know where we are? You know, like we have to gauge ourselves. It's just a struggle right now to even stay in this straight line. You know, that's where energy is just keeping everything right. And you have to be this loving leader to your own self. Again, treat yourself right. And it's got to start from, you know, the idea that I deserve things. You know, I am this, I am that, I am what I want to be. That connection, that kind of understanding, that forgiving, that balance. Okay, it's kind of like we may be a little bit self-centered, a little bit, okay, and a little bit like one focused, but that can change. Okay, let's keep going with this because I want to get to the solutions. Okay, so yeah, walking the line again, there's just this one focused energy. Maybe on the self, it may be on something else. Like your energy is just being focused on something else right now. And that's just the way that it is. But you can still get your life better. You can still become a better person every single day. And I don't want that to be like something that's looming down on you. I want it to be an opportunity. Look at it as an opportunity that you can get better. And it really isn't that difficult. Okay, so again, there's an awakening. Okay, this is new beginnings in the relationship and new beginnings in the passion coming through here. And there's a lot of good energy here, you guys. Look at all of this. You're on the same wavelength. One person may be more passionate, one person may be more emotional, but other than that, you are, you know, like you are on that level. And it's deep. It's if you, the more you can contemplate the depth, you know, of it, the better. You know, again, don't waste any time lamenting, because you've got something really beautiful, and it's about celebration. If you want to look at things in their whole form here. Okay, again, these new beginnings, the new thoughts and the beliefs, you know, these go along together. Your new beliefs. This is all about really, and this is getting deep in your new beliefs too, and that's what you have to do. You have to get deep. That's why you have to go into the subconscious. That's why you have to do the shadow work, inner child healing. Isn't it crazy how that happens? I literally pick it up, don't look at it, and I just looked at it, said inner child healing, and we have the one, you know, the children here. And this is success, and this is love, and this is, you know, there's also a very fiery aspect here. This is very spicy, flirty, sexual, straight up sexual, if you will. Okay. And I am getting like still, you know, of course, might be on the phones somehow. Could be, you know, anything like that. But yeah, of course, quickly moving times call for us to show up for ourselves the best. And the way we can do that, again, is to do the shadow work and the shadow healing. Again, they're all at my program. And I have playlists where you can watch the shadow work information as well here on YouTube. So check that out. And I really have to go. But again, please just stay aware and stay willing to release. As long as you're willing, you know, even if you don't know what you're doing, just say out loud, I'm willing to release anything negative in my life that is blocking me, or things such of this nature. Okay. So remember, we always go within to get what we want on the outside. So if we're getting these new beginnings on the outside, it's only because we're working this alignment, we're working this focus. And again, we need to be really willing to see things in a new way and remember the new lessons that we're learning. Okay, so we may have to document things. Okay, and again, back to the shadow work as a lifestyle. It's just a way of looking at yourself and life. It's a way of staying on your toes. It's really eye-opening. And that's all I got for now. So sorry this was so short, but yeah, much love, many blessings. Take care. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Have a great day.